Greetings, peoples, and welcome back to the Sonic Mania playthrough. Finally, we are here in what I like to call Hydro-Ocity Zone, considering I don't want to upset anybody who has a specific preference over what they like to call this level between Hydro-City or Hydro-Ocity. I always liked the original level in Sonic 3 and Knuckles. I thought it was a really fun water level, one of my favorite water levels in the series. Right up there with stages like Aquarium Park from Sonic Colors, which I've really enjoyed. But I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the extra gimmicks added in with the stage, or maybe it's the fact that it's bigger, more platform focused. I don't really know. I just don't like this level. It's the only example of a level from the original game that was taken from the original games, and was changed in Sonic Mania that I didn't really like the changes to. I just don't like this as much as the original level, that's what I'm trying to say. I don't hate this level, I still think it's a good level. There aren't any bad levels in Sonic Mania as far as I'm concerned, except for possibly the final level, but we'll get to that when we get to that. Right here we have a mechanic where we raise and lower the water level while riding on boats and avoiding spears. Just thinking about it now, that kind of reminds me of the water temple, which, it's not that hard, guys. Sorry. Water temple ain't that hard. It's actually really, really easy. I don't get why people say that they have such a hard time with it. It's probably a trap for noobs. However, even then, I just don't get it. Like, why do people think the water temple is hard? When did that spread? Am I missing something? The water temple was not hard. It was one of the easiest temples in the game. At least to me it was. I don't get why anyone would have such a hard time with it. It's straightforward, it's simple. I just don't understand. And this one enemy is very, very annoying. Okay, there we go. But, yeah, the water temple, honestly, it was one of my favorite temples in the game. Granted, it was one of the easiest temples in the game, but I didn't like it because it was easy. No. I actually did like the temple, though. The boss I found pretty cool. It's not chaos. There we go. I finally found a way to tie it back into Sonic. So, back to Sonic. That way I don't get too off on a Zelda tangent, because I'm going to eventually play a Zelda game for this channel. Right here, we got fans that remind me of Labyrinth Zone. And right here we have a gimmick that I skipped over when we first saw it. But this is a floating bubble type thing. I don't know exactly how this is floating. I mean, sure, the fans and everything, but Sonic's known to break the laws of physics as well as gravity multiple times, so that's not really new for him. Yeah, it's ripped straight out of Sonic 2 on the Game Gear. Honestly, one of the stranger Sonic games. And I'm not just saying that because Robotnik saves you from death, basically, in the first zone. It just looks weird. Again, looks weird. I haven't played Sonic 2 for myself on the Game Gear. I played the Genesis version more times than I can count, but in terms of the Game Gear version, yeah, no. And that was a glitch where Sonic was apparently in shock after getting hit. So much so that he was able to burst forward from taking damage. I've never seen that before, though. That was a strange little sprite glitch. Again, there are glitches in Mania. What Sonic game doesn't have glitches, am I right? Haha, original joke. But, I just... There are glitches in Sonic Mania, but I like to think of them more as Dr. Robotnik's evil traps. If anyone doesn't know what I'm referencing, it's a Sonic, it's from the box art of Sonic 3. Pretty much all of the glitches in the game were described as Dr. Robotnik's evil traps or something along those lines. And it was a funny way and kind of a very bad way of covering up the fact that the game has glitches, because everyone knew they were glitches. It wasn't subtle at all. Funny. Right here we have a callback to Marble Garden Zone, speaking of Sonic 3, where the tower is rising, lowering. I'm not exactly sure what's going on here. It wasn't even that clear in the original level, Marble Garden, I mean, from Sonic 3, whether the tower was being raised or lowered. Does anyone know what's going on there? Let me know, I'm not sure. Right here, we have used Dr. Robotnik's own machine against him. This is cool, though. I mean, the novelty factor of it kind of wears off after you play Mania so many times, because I've played this game well above, like, 5 times. I love this game. I'm gonna have, like, 1,000,000 copies of this, just like I have, like, 2,000 copies of Sonic 1. Yeah, I know the number went up for Mania. I like Mania more than Sonic 1. Although, possibly, the Christian Whitehead port of Sonic 1 might be tied with Sonic Mania. Basically, anything that's classic Sonic related that is tied to Christian Whitehead is equal in quality. I know that Sega... I know that Sega said that they weren't going to announce or release, the Sonic 3 mobile port because of some music issue with licensing. Probably because Michael Jackson worked on the music of Sonic 3, but that's honestly a common fact at this point. I like the background elements of this stage. Just going off tangent. That Hydro-Ocity, Hydro-Ocity. I'm saying all of them. Don't want to offend anybody in the comments. But, yeah, it's under Cathedral all this time. Again, the sprite work in Sonic Mania needs to be studied. It's so good. I don't know how they made it this good, considering this game only had about a year and a half of development time, from what I've heard and read. I'm pretty sure that's correct. Correct me if I'm wrong. Right here we got fans. We are going up to a speed section, and if I am correct, alright, this isn't the moment. This is this level design right here. That's ripped straight out of Sonic 3K. Drop dash. Your best friend in this game. Getting some speed. Again, I love Hydro-Ocity Zone for how fast you're able to go, considering it's a water level. It's a different change of pace. I mean, sure, nowadays you have like games like Sonic Colors and the sort, where fast water levels have kind of become the norm. Unless you're Sonic Lost World on the 3DS, but we'll get to that when we get to that. It's not a good game, just pointing that out right now. But yeah, I love the sense of speed that you can achieve. In fact, you can go so fast that you can nearly outrun the camera. That felt so good when I first saw that. It's like, oh, nostalgia from Sonic 2. It's great. And actually shorten that line of spikes to get that extra life in Sonic Mania. So they're making it easier for the casuals, clearly. Here, I hate that even happens in the original too. I spin dash into that invincibility monitor, the spring knocks me back, and instead of me being able to roll into that enemy and continue my forward momentum into the loop, therefore causing it to be a continuous flowing motion, I bounce off the enemy's head, then causing me to run into the side of the loop, and having to force me to start running through the loop all over again, killing my momentum. It rarely works out the way it's intended to, I guess you could say. I suppose it's not really intended to work out that way, but I don't know. Just a bothersome point that kind of irks me about the original game and this game. But again, that is the smallest of nitpicks, though. This game is... It's the closest thing we have to perfect in the Sonic series. I mean, this isn't exactly my favorite. Objectively speaking, this could be the best Sonic game. But me personally, it's not exactly my favorite. I prefer Sonic 2 over this game. Probably nostalgia, considering that was the first Sonic game I ever played. Also, the second video game I ever played. First being Spyro, which, yeah, Spyro. Hopefully, it'll be revived one day. I can't be too hopeful about the possible rumors that were spread about a possible PS4 remaster of the trilogy happening sometime soon. I'm hoping it's true, but I'm not holding my breath. It the rumors seem likely, but again, not holding my breath. But if a Spyro remaster trilogy were to be announced in the same vein as Insane trilogy, I'd be overjoyed. Like, I just say, shut up, take my money. I'd use the money I was saving up for The Last of Us Part 2, because that game, I'm excited for The Last of Us Part 2, but I'm even more excited if that Spyro remake gets announced, because that is my childhood right there. First game I ever played, you know I'm going to buy a remastered trilogy of that. Right here we have a pretty rehashed section from Sonic 3 and Knuckles. Honestly, this isn't really inventive. This is ripped straight out of Sonic 3. It's pretty much the same. There's not much to talk about this boss. I believe this and one other instance in a later level are pretty good indicators of rehashed ideas. Again, there's not much I can say, considering, again, this is ripped straight out of Sonic 3 and Knuckles. I mean, Spin Dash, jump on him, swirling water, don't get caught by that if you want to make it faster, blah blah blah, you know. Just simple. Anyway, that was the end of Hydro-Ocity Zone. So, I will see you all in the next part where we go into my favorite level in the game, Mirage Saloon, in the next part. See you then.